the significance of the seed. So I had a seed with me, but I lost it. So let's pretend for a moment I don't have a seed. Anyway, let's just say I have a seed. Every seed is different, from a big seed to a small seed. If you plant a seed, a tree, sometimes it takes a couple of years for it to grow. So every seed is different. Okay, we all understand that if you plant a flower seed, it grows a little bit faster than a tree. So the significance of the seed. So tonight we'll find out what we are planting. What seeds are we putting in people? Because we are planting either seeds or planting weeds. We are either putting investments in somebody's life, and remember, like I said, each seed is different. Some people are in a harsh environment, and some people live in an environment where there's no water. So picture them in a desert. And if you want to plant a seed in their life, if you want to give them encouragement and wisdom, sometimes that seed is going to take a while for it to grow. Jerry, sometimes it's going to take a while for it to grow because of the environment it's in. So if you plant a seed in somebody's life who has anger issues or family issues, it's going to take a while for that seed to grow. You can't expect it to grow overnight because there's things that are hindering it. I remember the scripture where it says that they threw the seeds out and some of them got hit on the ground that were on like concrete or rocks, and it withered away. Another one, a bird came and got it, and another one, the weeds went around it and choked it. But there was another one that flourished. There's some people we can teach and invest a seed in them, and they flourish. They're like, man, God is awesome. They do something amazing for God, and it's immediate. But there's other people who you put a seed in their life, and it takes a while. It takes a while, and it takes a while. And what I want to tell you is, don't stop. If God told you to minister to that person, don't stop. Keep going. Keep pursuing them. Double check on them, because we've given this opportunity to reach that person, and God told us, and we need to keep going. I know I'm boring you, but I want to just talk about the seed so I can go into what I really want to talk about. It's our tithes and our offering. And I have these jars right here, right now. So we know the significance of seed now. Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it's real quick. Okay, so if I were to plant seed in January, could I expect my seed, I'm talking about tithe and offering, if I plant my seed in January, February, can I take my harvest from January? Maybe, okay. I'm talking about God wants to bless you. He says if you test, is it test me? Prove me, that I will not pour down the windows of heaven and bless you with overflowing. So if I plant a seed in January, in February, can I take that? I'll tell you a story, and it's actually my life. I was around 17, and I was making $175 an hour. 17 years old. That's not a lot. Not an hour, sorry. In a week. 1 week. Wow. Whoa. No. I'm not selling crack. I swear. But anyway, I would never tithe. I wouldn't give my offerings. I wouldn't give anything. And then 1 year later, I got another job. I was working at Walmart. And God was really convicting me because I was making $250 a week. And I remember the story of Cain and Abel, and in the Bible it talks about tithe and offering. Well, the first time that we see this, it's not called tithe and offering, but it's there if you really look at it. Adam and Eve's first children, Cain and Abel. Abel brought his first fruits into God. That's the tithe. The first that comes in, first fruits, he gave 10% to God. That was his tithe. And he also gave his very best unto God, his best animals, and that was his offering to God. Okay, so I was convicted when I heard this story of even Cain and Abel did it. Cain didn't really give his best or even his 10%, but that's how I felt. I felt like Cain, and I didn't feel like Abel, because Abel gave his very best, and he gave his 10%, the first fruits, and Cain just gave whatever, and that's what I felt like. I was just giving whatever, and God was convicting me. And so So I'm watching my life, and these are the stages in my life. And then my second year of Walmart, I started tithing $50. I was making $250, but I was tithing $50 because that's what God placed in my heart. So I started tithing. January, February, March, April. 1 year later, it took 1 year, and I finally see that God was changing the way I was acting towards Him. I want to be a millionaire. I want to do things for me, I. But in that year of tithing, I started to be obedient to God. And then 1 year later, God gave me another job, and I was making $500. Can you see $50, $500? I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then I was like, okay, placed in my heart to give $70. Okay, $70 I'm placing. And the first time it took 1 year. And the second time I learned, the first time was obedience. The second time I learned how to trust God, because there was moments in my life where I needed to trust Him. And before I would go run to people, and I would run to people, and I would run to people. Well, this time, I even told you guys the story of my truck where it went down, and I immediately went to God because He was doing something in my life. So the first time it took 1 year, the second time it took 6 months. Now I'm making $700. And He's teaching me this thing about obedience and trusting Him. And now it's faith. Now I'm walking by faith because I'm tithing, and it's hard because you're tithing $70. That's a lot of money, and it's hard because you have things to pay for, and if you're like a real person, you get your check and immediately you look down at everything you have to pay for, and you're like, I don't have anything, but yet you still have to give your tithe, and you still have to give your offering, and there's no money there, but that's where the faith comes in. That's where the obedience comes in, and you just do it wholeheartedly, like you do it like Cain. No, I changed my thought process, and I started doing like Abel, because Abel gave his first fruits. Okay, now let's in 1 Corinthians 3:13. If you can read that, let's move forward. 1 Corinthians, I had it here. There it is. Okay. Let's read that. It says, the work will be shown for what it is, because the day will bring it to light. It will be revealed with fire, and the fire will test the quality of each person. Another translation says, but on the judgment day, fire will reveal what kind of each work a builder has done, and the fire will show if a person's work has any value. So in this whole process of tithing, I was tested, so that way I can be trusted. There's another parable in the story where Jesus preaches, and he gives a talent to one person, 1 talent, and then the second person he gives a little bit more, and the third talent he gives a lot more. And the first person, he buries his 1 talent and he hides it and he doesn't do anything with it. The second person, he does something with it and he doubles his money. Third person doubles his money and he has even more. When the boss comes back, when the owner comes back, when the person over them who gave him the money comes back, he looked at the third person and he doubled his money. He said, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful with what I've given you, so I will give you more. You passed the test, basically. Now I can trust you with a little bit more. The second one, he doubled his money as well. You passed the test. I'm going to bless you with a little bit more. The third one, what did you do with what I've been giving you? And sometimes this is what we do. We're given exactly what we've been given, what God knows we can handle. He's not going to give us too much that we can't handle it, but He's going to give us just enough because He knows. And are you going to take all that and just eat it? Because it's a seed. You're going to eat it all for yourself? Or are you going to invest it in people? You're going to invest in the kingdom, or what God placed on your heart to invest in? If you're going to do what His will and not your will, you do it for Him and not for yourself. Like that first person, he buried it. Did we see him multiply it? or did he keep it for himself? You get picking up what I'm putting down? All right, we need to one, the first step that I learned in my life from the $175 was to be obedient. Just be obedient. It's hard. I know it's hard, but just be obedient. And then you take the next step is to trust God. And every week it's harder because, I mean, your finances don't add up, but yet you still need to tithe. And you need to go above and beyond that tithe, because the tithing is, it's 10%. It's 10%, and God blesses the 90. But you want to be blessed beyond measure, so you need to give an offering, because that's what Abel did. Because Abel went beyond that, and he went and he gave his offering. And then the last one is our faith. And that's what God's working me in my area right now, is my faith. I want to see God heal people. I want to see God do great things in my life, in my time. And I want to see that in all you guys. That God works, and we're all at stages in our life. So if you can remember, I don't want you to go on Sunday and plant $100 and expect next week you to get $1,000. No, because you have the wrong mindset. It's not how it's going to work. God is going to work in your heart. He's going to work in your mind, and He's going to want you to trust Him and obey Him. So that way, eventually, if you are consistent and you pass that test, you can be trusted with much more. Okay, let's bow our heads and pray as we get started with worship. And the worship team can come up.